this Ringside Report exclusive. We did this last year, but it failed, and then we tried it again, and it finally worked. And this is the second edition of Anthony versus Chad. Again, this last year, the one that we couldn't air because of audio, was previewing the Wrestlemania card or projecting it. So we're going to do it again here. Again, I'm Ryan Yannishatis, along with
Brandy McGrath.
And we are on the phone, Tia Controversy, Anthony Smoody. Tony, welcome back as always. And also now joining us from Texas is Chad Mcghee. Chad, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Okay, let's start off. Okay, there's a lot of different things. We're going to start with kind of the smaller matches, and I'm going to ask both of you guys if you think this match is actually going to happen, and if you guys disagree with the other one, feel free to go on, and me and Brandon will just sit here and look at the camera and wait for you guys to finish. Okay, first match we're going to talk about are some of the smaller ones. First is going to be one that happened last year, and we're thinking maybe it's going to happen this year. That is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. First, Anthony, do you think they're going to have a second one this year?
Oh, yes, definitely. WrestleMania 30 was the best. They had 20 or 30 men in that Battle Royale. It was very good, and I thought it was very good for business that it was all run the Battle Royale. I can't believe you beat Big Show. Wow.
Also, the trophy got demolished on Raw the next night as well.
Yeah.
Chad, what do you think? Do you think they should do a second one?
Yeah, I believe they will do a second one. It was real popular last year. The song won it, and I'm looking forward for it to happen again. I'm thinking definitely.
Now, last year Cesaro won it. You thought maybe that was going to be his big push. He eventually joined Paul Heyman, and then he's starting to get a little bit better now with Cesaro or with Tyson Kidd. But now, when you look at this, guys, first Tony, who do you think needs to win it this year to get a push going into the summer?
Oh my goodness! There's a lot of people that are pushing it. Like Dolph Ziggler, he needs a big push. He's been getting a lot of ridiculous matches, but I think Dolph needs to get a push.
Okay, Chad, who do you think?
I'm thinking Dolph Ziggler myself, also. But also, I'm also thinking they need to also push the younger guys as well. I mean, we've seen the older guys for far too long, and I think that it's time for the WWE to really focus on the newer guys. That's why I'm really high on NXT right now, because they're really showcasing the younger guys. And it's only a matter of time before his name is Dane, and those other guys finally go up to the main roster finally.
Do you think it would,
I could see Ryback winning.
Do you think it'd be a disrespectful thing to have a NXT guy win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Tony, do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so either?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think an NXT star would definitely big boost get his confidence to go for a title shot.
Well, we'll see there. Okay, there's now a couple of the other ones. Looks like there's some tag teams on the verge of breaking up. One of them, and I think this one, almost a given that this is going to happen at Mania, maybe not, and that is Miz going one-on-one against Mizdow. Chad, do you think we're finally going to see them two face each other?
Oh, I definitely think we're going to see these two finally face each other, with Mizdow coming out on top. Poor Miz. He gets no respect, rightfully so. But I think Mizdow's definitely going to shine in this one.
But
I almost said style and profile, but he's definitely going to shine in this one.
But what's he going to do after he's a face again? He can't go back to the "you're welcome." What else is he going to? And he was made popular for copying Mizdow. What can he do for the fans to still like him?
Besides going back to what he was doing before this Mizdow gimmick, I don't really see him doing anything really.
Just being himself.
Yeah. Besides, just being a crowd favorite and getting some catchphrases in there every once in a while. I see him getting pushed a little bit, but eventually I see him kind of going down cut down the card, honestly.
Tony.
Which is unfortunate for him.
Tony, your thoughts? Is that match going to happen at Mania, or do you think it's going to come earlier, like at Fastlane?
No, it's got to happen. Like Chad said, it's got to happen at Mania, because Damien Mizdow has to do what he did I believe 2 years ago when he was training Cody Rhodes. If you guys remember, he was with Cody Rhodes and whatever that team was, Rhodes Scholarship.
Yeah, Rhodes Scholars.
Yeah, and ended up with Damien on the base screwing over his partner. I think that at WrestleMania, that this is gonna this time should turn his back and go back where he belongs as basically go for that briefcase again.
All right, what do you, Chad? What do you think about Goldust versus Stardust? You think they're gonna? What chance of them having a match at Mania?
Well, this has been rumored for quite some time, and I think they're finally going to pull the trigger on this one finally. Because actually, besides Miz and Mizdow, I'm really looking forward to more than anything Stardust or Cody Rhodes, call him what you will, against his brother Goldust at WrestleMania. Because I honestly, the way I see this one going down, if it happens, and I believe it will, is that Goldust will go over, or not go over, but it's his brother beat him and all that good stuff, and eventually Goldust just kind of, rise off into the sunset and just kind of lay low for a while. And there's rumors of him actually retiring after WrestleMania.
I just mentioned that, Brandon. You said that. I said that during the Rumble. I think you said.
Yeah, I said that. They said that Goldust, because you could see it yesterday that he was really pushing his brother out during that match on Raw.
And he was acting like Cody Rhodes again in Stardust. So Tony,
because he called him Cody.
Yeah, and he wasn't having. Tony, do you think he stays when this match happens? If it doesn't Mania, is it going to be Goldust versus Stardust or Goldust versus Cody Rhodes?
It's going to be Goldust versus Stardust, but I think we should they make it a little better. I think it should be a pig flip on a pole match. The loser gets fired out of WWE. That should be Goldust.
That makes sense.
I was thinking at Fastlane you should have the Stardust and Goldust versus Mizdow, whoever loses separate.
And folks, we're taping this about 2.5 weeks before Fastlane, so we don't exactly know the card yet. So that's why we're talking like that as well. Okay, Brandon, what's the next match we want to talk about?
Chad, the next thing is the Bellas, Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella. I said it 100 times. I'm a big fan of Brie.
I'm a big fan of Nikki.
I think it's time for Brie to turn. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah,
I'm thinking these two are going to have one heck of a war.
Yeah.
Because the sisters. We've seen brother versus brother, Brett versus Owen so many times before in the past, and this time we'll have Brie versus Nikki. Two sisters, two Hellcats, going at it, and that should be quite interesting.
I mean, you could even see it. They really never did anything after her being the assistant or whatever. Nothing.
And she just kind of turned heel without anyone knowing.
Yeah, it kind of.
So it's been a little fishy. Tony, is it going to happen?
No, I don't think. I disagree. You cannot have the Bella Twins doing like they did last summer. Again, like this, it was bad for business. What they need to do is when Daniel Bryan loses at Fastlane, have him and Brie turn their back on the band, and then join as a couple, and then they do bad things to Triple H. Or maybe join the Authority, because I think Brie and Nikki, this has happened before, it happened last summer. I totally disagree. I don't think they should split up, no.
Well, the only thing that would happen if they did a Cena versus Cena would have to turn back to the gangster deal.
Wouldn't it be funny?
That's what I was thinking. But Cena and Nikki against Daniel and Brie, she will come out as the heel turn.
I wonder if we'll ever see John and Nikki versus Daniel and Brie. I wonder if
but a lot of people in her life.
That ain't a WrestleMania match. That's like
a lot of people don't know they're together though.
Yeah, they do. They talk
about
it.
That's Extreme Rules.
It's on Total Divas. How would they not know?
Total Divas.
But yeah, Extreme Rules. I don't know. That wouldn't be extreme enough unless they do bra and panties. I don't want to see John Cena or Daniel Bryan in his panties. So
Chad, who do you think's hotter, Brie or Nikki?
Yeah, Chad. Who do you think?
That's a tough call.
Well, if you're a chess guy, Nikki's your girl.
Oh, hey, definitely.
So I'm guessing Nikki. Tony, how about you? Tony, you're gay, so it don't matter to you.
Oh, Tony, Brandon.
Brandon, that's a burn. about that
All right,
one.
Tony. Someone's got to pick on you.
Tony loves the women. He's a pimp at the wrestling
I'm
shows.
just like Jerry Lawler.
Oh,
Oh, bro, you're gonna get moved to SmackDown.
Oh, wait.
Okay, now let's talk about some of the bigger matches that are expected to be on the card. First one, Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler being rumored to
I thought
happen.
Daniel Bryan versus St. Sheamus.
No, Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler both. Daniel Bryan said he wanted to switch his match,
Oh.
but now with all this happening at Fastlane, do you think this match is going to happen, Anthony? Is this match going to happen now with all the changes happening?
I believe so, because Daniel Bryan is not going to walk out Fastlane going to WrestleMania. I think he's going to walk into WrestleMania because all of a sudden he's going to screw over Daniel Bryan, cost Daniel a match.
Okay, Chad, your thoughts on that? Do you think that match is going to happen?
Yes, I definitely think that match is going to happen. And I think that only when that match happens, it's going to feel too. Because, Dolph Ziggler is always a show stealer. He's always, the one that takes those crazy bumps. And I definitely see this show, see this match happening and just taking the spotlight, really. Hey, Chaz.
It's Chad, not Chazza.
Sorry, just like the slogan, always steal the show and your girlfriend.
Who said that?
Lord.
But that was supposed to be Sheamus. We talked about it a couple
Sheamus,
weeks
they're
ago.
still holding Sheamus back. Okay, here's another one. A guy that still isn't back because Sheamus ain't
Randy
back.
Orton?
Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. Chad, is that going to happen?
Yes, definitely.
I thought. Did you see the rumors going around a couple weeks ago on Raw? Time of taping this past Monday. There was a masked man in the front row at Raw. Everyone thought it was Randy Orton. He never did it. But why do you? This match would probably be one of the best ones because these two have a little bit of a rivalry, Chad. Don't you think?
Oh, definitely. Because it was Seth Rollins who cursed Randy Orton and taking him out, and he had to return. And that's kind of frustrating for me because I was thinking Randy Orton was going to return at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
He never did. And I was thinking, okay, where is WWE going to go with this? If they're going to go with this, and I believe that they will, they better get their butts on the ball and start getting this thing rolling because,
Yep. Tony, is it happening?
It's happening, I believe. Let's lock these two up in a cell. I want to sell WrestleMania between these two.
Okay,
I don't see that. All right.
Yeah.
Also, let's make the ante a little better. Say, let's put Rollins' briefcase on the line.
I like that. I could do that.
Let's see how Orton is. If Orton can beat Rollins, he carries in that country. You're looking at Randy Orton becoming the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Stick it to the authority.
Tony, tweet Vince McMahon and tell
Yeah,
him.
Tony don't have a Twitter. Thank frickin' God, because that's the closest he can get to wrestling. We don't need that, because the next we'll have WWE after us because of Tony's big mouth.
That was a big one.
Yeah. No, we still got a couple more.
Oh.
Here's one I forgot to bring up a little bit earlier. The Ascension getting all this heat. What are the chances that we see them against the Dudley Boys, Chad?
Oh, I don't know about that one.
I mean, Bubba returned at the Rumble.
I would love to see that match. I know that. And the Dudley Boys, squash those suckers.
Tony, your thoughts. If it's not the Dudley Boys, who do the Ascension beat to get that next push?
I hate when he says this.
I want to see WrestleMania.
Me too.
I know, so do I.
Hold on, let me speak. I want to see an old school tag team battle royal. Let's bring back the Freebird. Let's bring back some of the schools that tag teams that are still alive.
Tony, I don't want to see Demolition. We just saw them a couple months ago, and Axe can barely move around the ring.
No. Let's make it like the Ascension said. Okay, we can be a real good tag team, and all of a sudden, here comes the APA. Here comes something that maybe can't come on wrestling. So the Ascension, they're running their mouth because they're thinking that they're better than the Legion Doom, Demolition, the APA. They're thinking they're better. But technically, they're not. They're just running their mouth because they're competitive and they're better than that.
Are you done, Tony? Jesus Christ.
Okay, good job, Tony. Okay, we got to keep it going.
All
Brian,
right.
what's the next
The
match?
next one, big one. Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. Chad, I've been saying this a lot on Ringside before. The guy can't even move.
But the promos are showing that it's Taker. Do you think he can last with Bray Wyatt, Chad?
No.
No, see.
Matter of fact, I'm afraid this match is not a. Because the last photo that I saw of the Undertaker, he looks like 100 years old. I mean,
I know.
and reports are that he can, I know, like was just said just a few seconds ago, that he can barely walk, he can barely move. It's like Brock Lesnar S5 his life away, honestly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my thing on that real quick. Here's my thing on that. Since the streak ended, that's it. I mean, there's nothing more for the Undertaker to prove. I mean, he's done it all.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Throughout his 20 or how many years he's actually been doing this. Back in the USWA days, back in the old Sportatorium days, and even before then, he's been active. I mean, he's done it all. And since that number one key phrase there, streak is over, 21-1, I believe it is, there's nothing else for him to do. I mean, I think it's just time for him to go into the Hall of Fame. I'm saying next year, because it'll be Texas, and just call it a career. Just call it a day. Because if they do actually book this, I mean, I even cringe. I cringe at that. I'm like, no.
Okay, Tony, we don't have time really to ask your opinion. Do you think this match is going to happen, though, quickly, yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, now let's go to the two big matches that I think are going to headline this show. First one, it looks like it's pretty evident. We're going to find out at Fastlane. It's going to be Triple H versus the man that's never wrestled in a WWE show ever, but is going to make his debut and possibly his last match in his career, and that is Triple H versus Sting. Tony, is this match happening?
I believe so. The problem is Sting hasn't wrestled since 1990.
He wrestled in TNA, you big goof.
Yeah, but that was still it.
Tony.
Sting in a WrestleMania against Triple H. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Chad, does that match make you want to buy the pay-per-view alone, or are you not interested in seeing Sting wrestle again?
It depends on how they book it, honestly. I do know that this is obviously going to happen, but the thing is, like was mentioned earlier, that Sting has not wrestled ever in a WWE ring, and this is going to still take definitely. I mean, briefly going back to the Undertaker, if the streak has not ended, well, then you would definitely have Sting versus the Undertaker, but since that is no longer an option, but then the next best thing for them to do is for Sting to go against Triple H, and this is going to be a good match. It's not going to be a classic, I don't believe. I mean, depending on how how Sting has really, worked out and whatnot. Basically, it all depends goes down how good in shape he is, his stamina and all that. How much can he go?
Yeah.
And whatnot. And I definitely see Sting going over in this match. I mean, obviously. And I even see Sting going into the Hall of Fame this year. So.
Definitely. Well, you can't compare with going in with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just saying.
All right, quickly, guys. Yes or no question. Will John Cena face Rusev?
Which one's going to answer?
Oh, Chad. My bad.
What's that match again?
Rusev versus John Cena.
Oh, wow.
I think he'd be the only guy to end the streak, realistically.
Yeah. Or is he going to do it at Fastlane? What's going to happen?
Oh, Lord.
I need to throw everything at him.
Is the U.S. title on the line at Fastlane?
Yeah, that was just announced on Raw.
Yeah, United States Championship.
I don't see Cena being a U.S. champion.
No, been there, done that.
Yep, and I was going to say, we mentioned it on a Ringside report recently. Is he going to bring back the spinner belt and go, maybe that's his turn of going heel again, because maybe he'll go rapper.
Yeah, rapper. Woo.
Basically a Thugonomics.
I agree. I totally agree with you guys saying.
All right, Tony, we don't
About time. Checks in the mail, Tony.
The problem is, when John Cena gets Rusev, this is going to be a match that's going to literally steal the show too, with the Gary Bryan and Dolph Ziggler. Because Rusev is the guy that'll go 20-25 minutes. He won't, with Cena, he'll go 30 to 35 minutes. I guarantee it. And he won't win a Fastlane, but he'll win a WrestleMania. I guarantee it. I can see that happening, yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then finally the big one, guys. What's the main event? Is it Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns? Chad, is this the match, and is Reigns walking out champion? You predict the outcome. What's the main event? How's it ending? Chad.
I believe that the main event is definitely going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And I do believe that since they're pretty much ramming this guy down our throats, pretty much, unless something dramatic happens, I see Roman Reigns coming out the victor in this one. Rumor has it that, Brock Lesnar is going to go back to the UFC, although personally I think he's only using that as a ploy, to get more money out of WWE, which is a smart thing to do.
Very smart.
I definitely see it, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns coming out on top. If not, well then, I do see Roman Reigns coming out on top eventually. But if he doesn't do it on the biggest main stage, which is the only main stage which you can actually and honestly do it in, and the only thing that really honestly makes sense, that's how I see this one going down.
Okay, Tony, what's your outcome of the main event? And what is your main event, and what's your outcome?
I totally agree with Chad. I believe Roman Reigns is going to beat Brock Lesnar, but it's going to end up Brock Lesnar winning the match. However, you put on the statement, Brandy, Seth Rollins is going to cash that contract in, and Seth Rollins walks out World Heavyweight Champion.
I said on Wednesday's show, if
a couple weeks ago,
if Brock or if Roman Reigns wins and Paul Heyman joins him, Seth Rollins won't cash in.
Is he gonna? But what does Seth Rollins do then? I mean, where's he go? Both of them guys could actually be Heyman guys. It would benefit both of them. You're kind of putting the Shield back together then.
Yeah.
What about this? Let's say Seth Rollins cashes the contract in, loses at WrestleMania, but however, like you said, Paul Heyman brings back him and Seth Rollins together and forms the Shield again. I'm sorry, that was it. Then you put Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins at the Extreme Rules in Chicago for the title.
Tony just wants to see that.
Who's a better champion, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins?
It's hard to tell. Neither one's got a chance. I think Seth Rollins would be. Seth Rollins reminds me of Edge, the rated R superstar Edge. Something about him. It just.
Well, why didn't they push Seth Rollins then?
He's the Money in the Bank.
You could have figured you could have did that 6 months ago.
They did do it 6 months ago.
No, you could have. This could have been.
But he wasn't ready then. Because he just turned into a singles wrestler. Now I think he's almost there. I mean, he took Brock Lesnar and John Cena to their limit at the Royal Rumble. I think
they didn't come on top though.
We'll see. What's up?
Ryan.
What's up?
Let me ask you. You and Brandon and Chad a question. Since you two are going to WrestleMania, you and Brandon are going to WrestleMania, what do you think is going to be at WrestleMania in Levi Stadium? How much do you think they're going to fill in?
The attendance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to break because they're not going to. It ain't going to break because that'll be in Dallas.
77,000.
What do you think they're set there? The new record in Levi Stadium. How much do you think?
They're not breaking a record at Levi Stadium. They'll do that in Dallas.
77,000.
But set a new record in Levi Stadium. I'd say about 72,000 in Levi Stadium.
72, 70. Chad, what do you think?
Oh, Lord, that I don't know.
I'm going to say 74. So we got a 72, a 74, and a 77.
Well, Tony, I'll know before you.
Well, they'll announce it during the show. But anyway, yes, Ringside Report will be at WrestleMania. We'll be going through all the festivities over the weekend. That should be exciting. Of course, we'll have Ringside Report there. We'll have coverage. It should be fun. Hopefully we don't get arrested. Or like Warren Sapp, we won't be finding prostitutes. Sorry, Brandon.
God dang it, Chad. I can't send you one, Chad. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was a low blow, but I don't like Warren Sapp. So, Chad, thank you very much for joining us. And next year when we do this, maybe we'll. Are you going to go to WrestleMania in Dallas? I know that's kind of close to you. Are we going to get a chance? Are you going to be on the Ringside Report in person maybe in 2016?
I say definitely book that because Dallas is only 4 hours away from me, and I got plenty of time to get the tickets. You can bet I won't be there.
Awesome. Then we'll have to catch up with you by then. Hopefully we have you on before that, maybe. And but thank you very much again for joining us. And thank you once again, and hope to hear from you soon.
Well, man, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Have fun.
And that is Tony. For Tony, thanks for
Brad.
joining us as well, buddy. As well, Tony.
See you around.
You there,
Thank you
Tony?
very much, guys.
Tony, you didn't stop for a quick lunch, did you? Tony!
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure you didn't fall asleep on me. Thanks for joining us.
All fair. Thank you very much, guys.
He's in the middle of watching another pay-per-view on the network and cutting it off in the middle. Also,
Brian McGrath.
I'm Randy Adeshaw saying thank you for watching the WrestleMania projected card preview here on YouTube.
Watch.